Let's bring in Republican strategist Elizabeth Pipko, along with the Endeavor PAC founder Tiffany Smiley. I like this idea. I mean, I feel like, and I'll start with you, Elizabeth, that this is sort of the sea change, too, in an era where everyone got participation trophies and whatever. Like, this is like, hey, brass tacks. Maybe people who work harder and produce the most should get to keep the job.
Not maybe. That's 100% who should get to keep the job. By the way, that's why so many people want to come to our country, because we're one of the last places on earth where that still matters, where hard work still counts. And also, people aren't just competing with one another, they're competing with the rest of the world. We can't risk falling behind other nations because we choose to blame technology or blame others or blame ourselves instead of deciding to get with the times, innovate, learn, just try to be the best we can possibly be. And that's
I can see it now. A lot of people are going to be at the bar like, AI took my job. Like, did it really take your job, or were you like always late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an easy excuse for sure. And I just, that victim mentality doesn't fly in this country. Maybe it did for a little while. But hard work, dedication, going the extra mile is what this country is based on. And the American dream is alive and well for anyone that wants to work for it. That's certainly what I'm trying to teach my three young boys, teenage boys, who will be entering the workforce very soon. AI is not taking anything away. In some ways, maybe it's adding to it, and let's be smarter. Let's innovate. Let's create. Let's make it better. Let's make the future better for everyone.
Well, the tug of war is such that the establishment, wanted the way things were for a reason, And so I saw this headline, and I want to share it with you. Gen Z wishes it were year 2000. They're emulating the fashion, undoing millennial era woke rules, and uncorking something dark in themselves. That's the part that bothers me, right? So you get rid of woke and enters darkness. What are they talking about?
Everything always has to be negative,
yeah,
right?
It's
That's
dark.
The problem. I don't know. I think it's so weird, and it's so sad, too, because look at what's happening all around us. Look at the amount of innovation happening around us, and I think it's also a problem with the schools, right? If you look at what's happening right now, you see teachers trying to fight to make sure that students aren't using ChatGPT, for example, or AI, instead of telling them, hey, how can we use these resources and adapt our curriculum with the times and make you better? Not everything has to be dark. It actually can be very positive.
It's always dark.
I dare them to come to the 2000s. I was 19 in the 2000s, and
they couldn't keep up.
They couldn't keep up. No, seriously. I loved working. I was going to college. I was playing soccer. I had 2 jobs. I worked in the morning. I worked at night, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't care about social media. I didn't care what I was posting. I was there to win. I was there to learn. I was there to experience the full breadth of the American dream and what my future would hold. It was the first time sort of being out as an adult, and it was amazing.
A lot of people, point to really the elementary schools. It depends on where you go, right? They kind of have pushed this woke thing, but it certainly has been prevalent in education, college, particularly the Ivy Leagues. This one is a crazy headline, right? Soul crushing. Students slam Harvard's grade inflation report. I read that there were people in their rooms crying in their pillows. Like, what the heck is going on here?
Such a rough life.
Yeah.
Going to an Ivy League school. Maybe if they put down their Hamas flags and stopped protesting and got to work right in their classes, maybe they'd feel a little bit better. Look, if your biggest problem is that you're scared that your grade isn't being inflated enough, I think we're in a pretty good place. People should work hard and realize that the only way to get through college is to make sure that you're realizing that everyone is your competition, you're trying to be the best, and you're setting yourself up for a very good future.
Some people used to be happy with a gentleman's C. I guess not.
You know what? In 2000, actually, my statistics class, I got a C, and I needed an A to get into the nursing program that I was getting into. So guess what I did? I retook it. Right. And I was better the next time, and I got an A. There, and I'm teaching my boys that too, that you don't give up, you work hard. Nothing is given to you for free. If that's your mentality, or you want to go to an Ivy League school and cry about a grade, I can tell you I was paying for half of my own college through nursing school, and I cried when I bounced my checkbook. Right. That was scary, and it's never happened again.
Right.
So
I think one of the issues here, though, and we do have a bifurcated economy. I think it's age and wealth, but I see where, in one instance, I'm going to put up a chart where I see you have this higher unemployment for recent college grads. But it's so funny because when ChatGPT came out, the college junior employees went down, but seniors stayed. So the seniors are like keeping all the ChatGPT, all the business for themselves. But I think this whole thing is backfiring. And I point to Argentina. I think it would shock people to know that Milei got 69% of the 16 to 24 vote. 54% 25 to 34. The old Peronists, the status quo, they're fighting out. And I really believe that the boomers are fading, that their moment is gone, and it's time for younger adults to step up and take the lead.
Absolutely, and I think it's awesome to see younger adults stepping up and rejecting status quo and rejecting this negativity that's jammed down their throats and saying life can be better. I think we're seeing it happen in our country as well. I know my 3 boys are stronger, bolder, more engaged in politics than I certainly ever was. It's refreshing.
Real quick, because I always have to have one fun segment. I saw this headline from Vogue. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Are you, well, I'm presuming you have a boyfriend, but why? I mean, they're saying that this is like women should be ashamed to have a boyfriend.
I don't even know what this means.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a girlfriend. You're supposed to have nothing. I am married. I'm very happy. I was very happy when he was my boyfriend.
Right.
I'm very happy now that he's my husband. I don't get it, but this is the problem. Stop making people feel bad for being happy. That's it.
Be happy for other people. Yeah. What happened to that?
You know, I mean, this is what you have a boyfriend, then you have a husband, then you have children, and that's what we want, right? We want to revitalize the country, get out of this sort of crisis, because this is a serious crisis. And, you know, I didn't have time for it, but I have a beautiful table that it shows in Europe where wealthier folks are now all saying we want to have more kids. It's the greatest gift we can have. Ladies, thank you both very much. Appreciate it.